So today we are going to discuss data definition language and how this can be implemented in structured query language data handler. So we are going to use MySQL. So before going for the actual implementation, first we will clear the concept. So basically SQL commands, they are categorizing in four different types. First one is DDL, that stands for data definition language, data manipulation language, then data control language, and the transaction control language. So first we will concentrate on this DDL, that is data definition language. Now there are basically six different commands that are used to define your database, which comes under your DDL, that are nothing but the create, alter, drop, truncate, comment, and rename. So first we will see one by one syntax with the example, and then we will go for actual implementation in SQL. So DDL. DDL stands for Data Definition Language, which actually consists of SQL commands that can be used to define the database scheme. So before inserting into a database, we should create the database, and for that DDL commands are used. It deals with the description of the database schema, that is the header of row of your table, and that is used to create and modify the structure of the database object in the database. So these are the different examples of DDL commands. So first one is create, that is used to create the database or its object. So that objects can be table, index, function, views, procedures, and the triggers. Then drop. Drop is used to delete the object from the database. Alter is used to alter the structure of the database, that is modifying the definition that is created with the create command. Then truncate, that is used to remove all the records from the table, including all the spaces allocated for the records. Now, difference between this drop and truncate is that drop will delete the complete object from the database. That is, for example, if you apply drop table, table will be get deleted from the database. When you apply truncate, only the content, that is the records of that particular table, will be get deleted. Table will remain as it is in the database. Now, when you want to modify or rename the name or any object of in the database, that can be implemented or that can be done with the rename command. Then as any like any programming language, we can add the comments uh, in database also, and that is done with the comment. So that comment can be a single line or multiple line. So we will see the syntax for each command one by one. So first is nothing but the create. Create statement is used to define the database structure schema. The syntax for this is create table. After that, you need to give the table name, and in parentheses, you need to give the column name along with the data types. So whatever number of columns you will require, accordingly set list of column names along with the data types you have to give. For example, you want to create the table for the students. So create table students where std underscore id, this is the name of the column, int, that is integer, with size 15. So this is nothing but the data type. So likewise, we have to provide the list of all the attributes. So student name varchar. Basically, varchar is used when you want to enter the variable character, and then you have to give the size for this. When you are giving integer, so the size is optional for this. You have to end this command with the semicolon. Basically, all commands in SQL are ends with the semicolon. This is for creating the table. Likewise, you can create the database. So create database, database name. One more thing you can create in the database, that is nothing but the view. So this can be created with create view and view name. Moving to the next, that is drop. Drop is used to remove the tables or any other objects or database from the database, whatever you have created. Now, what is syntax for that? So drop is the keyword, then object type and object name. So for example, when you want to drop the table, you can write down drop table and then table name. Okay, so examples are given here, drop table students, or if you want to delete the complete database, you can write down drop database university. The next uh, command is alter. So as we discussed, alter is used to alter the structure of the database. So you can add a column into the table that you have already created, or you can remove the column. When you are adding new column, we need to give that column specification. That is, what is the column name and the data type for that column. So the syntax to add uh, column in the table is that first you need to write down alter table, then you need to write down the table name, add column name, that is the new column name, and the column definition, that is what will be the database data type for this. When you want to delete a particular column, you need to write down alter table, table name, then drop column. And after that, you need just give the name of the column, that is column name. There is one example given, alter table student, add address. Address will be the column and varchar will be the column definition for this. Now, modify also can be used to alter the table. Okay. So here you can write down alter table, modify, and the column definition. The next one is the truncate. So what truncate will do, it will delete all the rows from the table except the header row, and it will make the free space into your table. Syntax is truncate table and the table name. Example, for example, truncate table students. So after executing this query, whatever records are there or rows are there except header row will be get deleted. The next one is a rename. So rename is used to change the name of the database object, for example, table or column, to a new name. So here you need to give the current table name or current object name, and then it will be changed to the new one. Now, what is the property of rename is that it does not make it to lose any data that is contained within it. It just change the header row of your table. Syntax is rename table, your current table name to new table name. So this enables you to rename your table. Example, rename table movie rentals to movie underscore rentals. So with this, your table will be renamed. Then the last one, that is nothing but the comment. So whenever we are writing any program, we generally add explanation annotation for that particular program statement. So same is possible in SQL queries also. Its purpose is to use uh, of making your SQL statement easier for human understanding. It generally ignores the comments. Okay, whenever that query will be get passed by the any SQL handler or any database handler. Comments can be a single line comments or multiple line. Depending upon that, you can write down or you can use three different ways to represent the comments. So first one, by using the hash symbol. So for example, select statement, and after semicolon, you can write down the hash. Or otherwise you can use two hyphens, two consecutive hyphen symbol. So select statement, complete the query, then write down your comment. And next one, when you want a multiple line comments, then you can use /* your complete comment that may be of multiple lines, and then closing of this, that is star and the /. Now we will move to the execution with MySQL shell, that is nothing but one database handler. Okay. So this is nothing but the MySQL command line client. You can go for GUI of MySQL also. So that may be look like this. Here also you can execute the different commands. Okay. So first we will go through the command form, that is nothing but command line client. So very first thing you need to make the login for that. So whatever password you are given at the time of the installation, you have to put that particular password. Then you will get the command line for MySQL. So very first thing you need to create the database. So you can write down the command create and the object name. So here we are going to create the database. Okay, so create database and you can give the name for that particular database. So for example, if I use sample and every query ends with the semicolon. Okay, so your query is okay. One row affected means what? Your query has been executed and something is modified in the database. Now, how I can see the list of the database that are available on my machine? So I can go for show databases. Okay, so what it will do, it will list out all the database that are already available in your system. Now we have created the database sample, right? So that is listed in the database. Okay, so these are the list of database that are available in the system. Now, right now we have created the database sample. Now, whatever tables we will create, that should be get added in sample only. So what we have to do, we need to use that particular database. Okay, now how this can be done? So for this, we are having command that is nothing but use database. Which database we are going to use? That is nothing but sample. Okay, sorry. It should be used only the database name, that is nothing but sample. Okay. Now database has been changed from your default database to the sample that we are going to use. Now we have created the database. Next thing is that we will create the table. Okay. So to create table, we will use the command create. Now what is the syntax that we have already discussed? That is nothing but create table name. Okay, so for example, if I write first table, okay, after that I need to give the column name along with the column specification. So first table, for example, if I write FID as an integer, then for example, F underscore name, which is varchar of size, for example, 20. So what is benefit of using varchar, that is variable character? So there you are able to enter integer along with the characters, the combination of integer and characters. Okay, so for example, if I write then address, F underscore address, that is again varchar, I get the same size 20. Then for example, F contact, and which is of, for example, integer only. So this is table I have created. So I have to give the semicolon to complete that particular query. Okay, so query okay means your whatever syntax you use, that is correct. So with which you can see that your table with first table is created in your database. Now to list the number of tables or list the different tables in your database, you have to use the query show tables. Now, which database we're using here? That is nothing but the sample. Okay, so it will list all the tables in database sample. Now we are having only one table. So tables in sample is nothing but the first table. Likewise, you can create some another table. So I will just copy it and paste, and here I will write down, for example, second table. Okay, second table, and I will use almost all similar fields. Okay, I will just replace SID, then S name. I will remove this address and I will add something as detail, for example, of, for example, varchar of size 10. Okay, then I will execute this query. So again, this query is okay. One row has been affected in my database. Now I will again execute the query, show tables. Now it should give me the list of tables with two different names, first table and second table. So here it is. Okay, so likewise, for example, if I again select one more table here, I will create one more table, that because I want to delete it. Okay, so here I will write down, for example, third table. Okay, and I will execute this query. Okay, again, query okay. Again, I will execute the same query, that is show tables. Now three tables I am able to see. Now I want to delete this third table. So what query we do have, that is nothing but the drop and the object name. Now here we are deleting the table. So drop, what is table name? That is nothing but the third table. Okay, sorry, drop table, third table. Okay, query okay, 0 rows affected. Now I will again display it with show tables. Now again I am able to see only two tables because we have dropped one table, that is nothing but the third table. So up till now we have seen that how to create the database, how to create the table, and how to drop the table. Okay, then next query that we are going to see, that is nothing but the comment or foreign comment. Okay, so I will write down the create table same. Now what is the characteristic of comment is that whatever you are writing after comment won't get compiled. Okay, so for example, again wrote a query to create the table, third table, and after that I added the comment. Now how I added the comment? By using the hash. Okay, now here you can see that hash won't get compiled, something I've written after hash. Okay, it don't show any error for this. Now if I remove this hash, it will give me the error. Okay, so for example, if I remove this hash, definitely it will give me some error. Okay, so some error is there, so it table, third table is already exist like this. Okay, so for example, and I wrote something here. Okay, don't get compiled. So definitely it will give me the error, that is what is there in won't get compiled. Here you can see right syntax to use, here won't get compiled. Okay, so what we have to do? Okay, what we have to do? We have to add the syntax for this. That is nothing but for comment. So you can use either hash. So we have seen how hash can be used. Another way is that you can use the double hyphen. Again, we will try to see by executing this. So here you can see that. Okay, it is already available. So we need to change it to some another one. Okay. So here one table is created and have not shown any error for won't get compile. Likewise, third way with which you can represent your comment is nothing but the forward slash and the star, and that you need to close after your comments. Okay, so for example, if I enter again, that will give the query error that it is already available. So again, I would need to change this. Okay, so I added. Okay, so row affected. Now I will list out all the tables from my database. So show tables. Okay, so this many tables are there. Now I don't want this third table, THRD table, TRD table like this. So how we can delete this? By using drop. Okay, so TRD table. Okay, okay, sorry, should be written the table. So table. Okay, one table is deleted. Again, I want to delete the another one that is nothing but the THRD table. Okay, so again that table is deleted. And if I list out the table, so three tables are there. I want to delete next one. The same uh, command I will follow to drop it. Now we will see the next one that is nothing but rename. For example, I want to change this third table to third underscore table. Now how I can do this? So for this, I need to go for rename command. So rename previous. So we are renaming the table. So object name you need to write down. So rename table or previous name. What is previous name? Third table. I just want to add hyphen in between this. So I will write down third underscore table. Yeah. Now you can see that no error. So again, we will try to list out the table. So show tables. So here you can see that this third table has been renamed. Okay, the previous one, third table. Okay, so likewise, you can rename second table also. So for example, second, right? So that will be changed to second table. Okay, we try to see the execution. Yes, it is done. So we will execute it, show table. So here you can see that second table has been renamed. Okay, so that is nothing but the rename command. Now, next one, that is nothing here. So here we are able to change the name of the table. But if we want to add some column or we want to delete some column, so that is possible with the command that is nothing but the alter. Okay, so as we have seen the syntax, so first what we will do, we will first we will add something to this. Okay, so for example, we are having table, so we will go up. Okay, so for example, for first table, okay, so create third table. Okay, create first table. So we are having FID, integer, F name, F address, F content. Okay, so for example, I want to add F email with varchar. Okay, so what is our table name? That is nothing but the first table, and in that we are going to add the column. What column we want to add? That is nothing but the F underscore email. Now, syntax we have seen. So we will try to write here. Okay, so first alter. We are altering the table. So alter table. Then table name. Table name is nothing but the first table. Okay. Now here what we are doing, we are adding. So add column name. So what is column name? We are expecting that is nothing but F underscore email with varchar, for example. 20. Okay, now query okay. So rows affected. Then we will, so as we have not added anything in the table, so we can't see the table definition. Okay, so with this you are able to add the columns into the table. Now to delete, alter, if we are able to add, we are able to delete. Okay, so for example, we are having a third table. Okay, so how we have created the third table, or we will go for the second table, because for third table we have done the very much manipulation. Okay, so here we want to delete s underscore name. Okay, in second table we want to delete s underscore name. How this can be done? Now we need to recall that second table is renamed with second underscore table, right? So what we have to do, we need to write down alter table, second underscore table, and then dropped column name. Okay, so here we will write down alter table, table name is second underscore table. We need to drop column, that is nothing but s underscore name. Okay, and here we do not require to give any column specification for this. Okay, we will first verify it again. So yes, name, right? This is the column name that we want to delete. Okay, so we'll try to execute this query. So it was alter table second underscore table and drop s underscore name. Okay, query okay. So we are able to delete the column from the table. So these are nothing but the different data definition commands. So we have created the database, then we have created the table, then we have renamed the table, we have dropped the table, and we have altered the definition of the table. That is, we have added the column and we have delete the column from the table. Okay, so how to delete the table? So again, we will follow drop third underscore table. Sorry, drop table. Table. Okay, and likewise, you can drop the database. So drop database name is, what is database name? That is nothing but sample. Okay, so after this, if you try to list out, so database says here you won't find the sample database because you have already deleted it. So all the best, you can try at your end.